Hello, my name is Cheryl Cattell, and I'm a Unitarian Universalist with roots going back to religious science, which is also known as science of mind. My message today incorporates the UU third principle, acceptance of one another and encouragement of spiritual growth in our congregations, as well as the first source, which is the direct experience of transcending mystery and wonder that's affirmed in all cultures. This moves us to a renewal of the spirit and openness to forces which create and uphold life. I will share with you one of these mysteries, an aspect of religious science that's called affirmative prayer. In the future, if I say to you that I am praying for you, you will know exactly what it is I'm doing and saying. At the end of my talk, I hope you'll also have a better understanding of something we say in every single River of Grass service. And so it is. I love learning. Therefore love it if someone shares with me a valuable tip, a secret, some step-by-step instruction manual they've put together from experience. My hope is that this increases our shared knowledge and will save somebody from having to reinvent the wheel. This shortcut to transformation is a natural law. Some even say it has dabblings in quantum physics. But you do not need to be a quantum physicist to use this approach, thankfully. Although it's nice to know a little bit of the science behind it. All right, well, let's talk about quantum physics. Quantum physics states that the observing something can actually impact the outcome. It's called the observer effect, which holds that whatever is being observed is changed by observing it. Physicists have found that even a passive observation of phenomenon can change measured results. The observer, for most, implies a person. And that's what's led to the popular belief that the conscious mind can actually affect reality. Well, imagine the impact if that observation is intense and focused. Napoleon Hill, who's the author of one of the best-selling self-help books, Think and Grow Rich, he says it best: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This concept was also studied using water crystals by Masaru Emoto in his New York Times best-selling book, The Hidden Messages of Water. He performed experiments looking at if human consciousness could affect the molecular structure of water crystals. In this slide, you can see what Emoto shows for water crystals frozen during different types of music. We have Mozart, John Lennon, and heavy metal. Well, maybe our parents were right when they said that music wasn't good for us. You can also see water crystals that were frozen just by being observed by participants who would focus on thoughts of love, of gratitude, of thanks, or on hate. I hate you. I want to kill you. And what impact that this had on the conditions for the formation of crystals, using the same water under the same freezing conditions. Well, let's get back to affirmative visualization. We do know that thoughts have impact. This process goes by many names. As I said, Creative Visualization is a book written by Shakti Gawain, Affirmative Prayer, and Spiritual Mind Treatment. But I call it magic. But remember the wisdom of another great author, Robert Heinlein. One person's magic is another person's science. I don't know how it works, just like I don't know how electricity works. I just know when I plug my computer in, it works. And the same with this. I can say without hesitation that affirmative prayer has worked in my life. It has worked in the lives of those I love and the clients I work with. There is scientific proof that it works in sports medicine, and performance researchers have found that using visual and emotive imagery techniques can help athletes recover from injuries. All right, I'm here to share an amazing natural law that's available to everyone. at least as I have experienced it. I'm going to give you a warning. I've been using this for over 20 years. And there's 5 steps that I have adopted and modified slightly for my own use. But I encourage you to do the same, right? Make it your own. So I'll share with you my 5 steps. They're elevate and unify, setting your intention, recognize and convert obstacles, give thanks, and then release and co-create. All right, let's go through each one. Step 1, elevate and unify. This I call being one with the source. This is a step about connecting with your higher self, the co-creator of life, and being one with the source of all that is. Spirit, source, divine mind, creative intelligence, the name is not important. It's the essence of what guides our purpose. The idea is that this source, spirit, it's available to each one of us. We are one with that source. We are part of it. As Rumi reminds us, we are not drops in the ocean. We are the ocean in a drop. This step connects me with something greater than myself and reminds me of my connection to something that is omnipotent, all-knowing, infinite, abundant, and creative beyond my imagination. By making this connection, I can leverage this energy as I want to move towards my intentions. According to Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of religious science, there is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. Step 2, setting intentions. In this step, I affirm and positively state my intention of whatever it is that I need to create in my life. And this can be as small or as big as my imagination allows. But it's very important that it's positive, affirming, and in alignment with my higher self. For me, affirmations take the form of intentions. For example, after my doctor said that I was going to have to start taking daily insulin injections if I continued with my progression of a steadily increasing A1C, I set my intention for perfect health. Toot sweet. Now, your perfect health may look different than mine. I'm telling you my story. So I set this intention to reclaim my birthright of a perfectly functioning body that quickly responds to positive changes in my behavior. I stated every single day that I easily make smart choices about food and movement in my life. This focus on health, eating, movement, smart choices led me from being diabetic to pre-diabetic. And I was able to lower my A1C, if you're into the numbers, from 9 to 6. If you're not, it's pretty amazing reduction in just a few short months. And that's just to name a few of the results of this visualization. Through setting it, found it much easier to accomplish things that I struggled with in the past. Remember, I said easily make smart choices. I always knew the right choices. It's just making it easier what made it possible to accomplish it. Now I'm able to walk without pain, and I'm 30 pounds lighter than probably the last time you saw me. All right, step 3. Here they come. The obstacles, the things that keep me stuck. In this step, my goal is to convert them into energy. I want to address the fireballs of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. These are things that keep me from pursuing my intentions or following my purpose. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, I call it the FUD factors. This step encourages me to recognize them, embrace these feelings, and then to approach them with a growth mindset that will allow me to grow through these emotions and release the energy they consume so that I can use it to fuel my journey. I choose to see them for exactly what they are, just hurdles on my path, on my way home to my purpose. Every time one of these arises, I try to remind myself, growth, it's just around the corner. Anything less than being whole, perfect, and complete is an obstacle. And this is the reason we started with elevating and unifying. We realize our limitations are just self-imposed. We have been created, I have been created uniquely and specifically to use my gifts and to live my purpose. So this release step takes all these limitations and frees up a tremendous store of energy that's been wasted. It'll allow Spirit or Source to manifest my intentions. I might say things like, oh, help me get out of the way. Let Source flow through me. Let me not stop the flow and manifesting of good in my life. Step 4, give thanks as if it's already done. This is the most important step, giving thanks for my intentions, knowing it's already happened. I want to feel the emotions in my body of this new reality. What does it feel like? What does my life look like? The more I can feel it, the sooner I can reveal it. An example of this, I am grateful for my physical body being a pure and perfect vehicle for my work here on earth. I give thanks for the way I feel, how easy it is for me to walk with less weight, how much easier it is for me to enjoy physical activities, and how much more energy I have when my body is not battling food-induced illness. I felt this so vividly, and now I live it. Step 5, let's bring it home. Our last step is about releasing and co-creating. This final step is where I release my affirmation into universal law or spirit. This is a universal law that wants to say yes to whatever my intentions are. So I do need to be careful where I put my intention and intentions. If I'm constantly complaining and telling the spirit what I don't want to have happen, Spirit's inclined to say, okay, I'll give you more of that, more things to complain about, more things to fear, more of the same. Instead, I will say things like, I now release my intention of perfect health into the universe, knowing that there is a power in the universe that will bring this to pass. Either this or something better. I want to make sure that I'm not limiting my thinking on this matter. Maybe the universe has something even better in mind for me. Why heck, if I need $1 million, who am I to say maybe 2 is better than 1? Maybe Spirit has something I need that's even bigger than I can imagine. So either this or something better. And with this, I release and move my feet. I start preparations. I prepare for a new reality. I make plans as if it were already happening. I buy new tennis shoes. I make sure I have enough walking shorts. I make sure I'm ready because it's happening. I follow the signs that Spirit sends me. I face my fears along the way. And I relish the fact that growth is happening as I embrace my fears. And now, at the end, we always finish up with the affirmation that the treatment has already manifested. Usually we say together, and so it is. I've explained the steps of affirmative prayer, according to Cheryl, and shared examples of how I do it. And now I encourage you, your life is a laboratory. Go forth and experiment. Religious science is a science. It's meant to be put to the test, applied and proven. Here in the first month of 2021, this is a great time to co-create the life you've always wanted. I encourage you. Give it a try. What have you got to lose?